Chris, where's the best place to live if you are a remote worker?
Well, there's a lot of nice places to live, but there's a really interesting ranking, Jeff, that came out about the best and worst cities for remote workers. And so
there's one best city. There's someone that won the number one spot.
There is. That's Columbus.
So and are you sitting in that spot?
I'm sitting in Columbus.
All right. Good for Columbus.
I'm Columbus. So it was basically a venture firm looked at 371,000 job postings over the past few months and saw that Columbus had the most of them. And so 27% were in Columbus. Number 2 was San Diego with just under 20. So kind of by a country mile, Columbus had the most in the country, which is really, really interesting. And I've seen it more and more because we have a jobs board and all these tech companies are now posting for remote positions. So it's kind of interesting and cool to see Columbus up there.
So it's Columbus-based companies being open to people working at their organization from anywhere.
Exactly. Yep.
And I would imagine the inverse is also true. People, and this could be an Ohio-wide situation because I've anecdotally heard a lot about this. People sitting in Ohio working for New York-based or actually Delaware-based, right? Everyone's from Delaware. Corporate entities on the West Coast and the East Coast that this is a great place to live and work remotely.
Yeah, I've met and heard of a ton of those people too over the past year, and they'll see what we're doing at OhioX. They'll watch the Ohio Tech Report and reach out and say, "Hey, I'm a Buckeye. I live in Silicon Valley, or I live in Seattle or Boston. Love what you're doing. Love following along because I'm from Ohio. Love Ohio."
Well, it's award-winning. We'll get to that in a little bit. But
we'll get to that. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you got next? So that's great to know that we are really supporting the new economy.
Yeah, this is actually an all Columbus episode just by chance. We don't make the news. We just report it. But the National Science Foundation today, or actually Thursday, since this will be out on Friday, announced that there are 11 new national AI, artificial intelligence research institutes. And 2 of those 11 are right here in Columbus out of the Ohio State University. The first is, and I'm going to read it. Remember, this is artificial intelligence, so this is like really, really smart stuff. But it's the National Science Foundation's AI Institute for Intelligent Cyber Infrastructure with Computational Learning in the Environment. I'm not smart enough to understand what those brilliant people will be doing, but that's the first one. The second one is the AI Institute for Future Edge Networks and Distributed Intelligence. So I don't know about you, Jeff, but I would not be qualified to work at either of those, but it's great news for Columbus.
No, fantastic. It's as they say, high-tech stuff, right?
To say the least. When I can't pronounce the names, they're really smart.
Right. Analytically driven, algorithmically driven. I know being an OSU alum, they take great pride in their science and their approach to science and analytical learning. So it's great to have 2 of those.
2 of the 11. Yeah.
2 of the 11 right here at OSU. Fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it's not just good news, but it also shows that the investments in the resources and the things that we have on campuses and research institutions like Ohio State and Ohio, because they don't just put those anywhere, and they're not creating, the ecosystem and the infrastructure from scratch. It's looking at, hey, look at the incredible work already happening, the investments already happening in Ohio State. This is why it makes perfect sense to put this new thing there. And so it's a referendum on the work already happening, but it's more exciting work to come too.
Fantastic. How about number 3? What else happened this week? We missed last week because of our
we took summer vacation. So this week we're catching up. Another big one from this week here in Columbus. But we've talked a bunch about these innovation districts in Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati, with leadership from Jobs Ohio, Governor DeWine, Lieutenant Governor Husted. And so this was a special day for Ohio State, the region, and the state. As Ohio State's President Christina Johnson said, they basically put the top kind of spiral on this new building happening in Ohio State. And so the governor was there, the lieutenant governor, Jobs Ohio, Ohio State President Johnson. Really cool to see it. I saw some of the photos. They all signed one of the beams. And has the Pelotonia Green Arrow, which is the big bike race for cancer research and charity. So it's a really cool thing to see these announcements all the momentum. And I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Jeff. If you drive down like Lane Avenue in some of these places by Ohio State, I mean, the amount of cranes is just wild.
Chris, I have to sprinkle a little Youngstown in this episode, right? We can't have it be all Columbus. So Youngstown State was proud to announce on Monday the opening ribbon cutting of the Excellence Training Center at Youngstown State. This event was obviously officiated by President Jim Tressel, somebody that everybody in Ohio loves, right? But it's a 54,000 square foot center for regional workforce development, robotics, additive manufacturing, automation, industrial maintenance, wide-ranging, quite a large building and quite a big commitment to, leaning hard into our manufacturing legacy, but all from a very technology and innovation standpoint. So those are paired stories effectively, right? So good action happening here as well. That happened this past Monday.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
All right. So on to the real news, right? We can literally say this is an award-winning program.
We can, yeah. So the big news, the award-winning program, this show, the Ohio Tech Report, our partnership, Jeff, got an award from the Technology Councils of North America, which is a national, actually it's a international, because there are Canadian members to this, of organizations like OhioX. So there are groups like OhioX and a ton of other states out there, Iowa, Oregon, Georgia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, all over Canada too. And so this show, this partnership, won an innovation award for media because it's taken a nonprofit statewide organization like OhioX with a traditional journalism media company like the Business Journal, and we're blasting out news. And so we're telling stories of Columbus to Youngstown and all over the Buckeye State.
Well, congratulations, Chris, on winning the award. So that's global domination, right? So
the first stop.
As they say, it's local hustle, global muscle.
Yeah, we'll have to spin up some some Dundee awards like in The Office. We'll get some. You and I will get we'll go get the extra ones with the bowler on top.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Some nice acrylic.
Yeah.
Acrylic. So, well, that's great, Chris. Well, good to see you back here, monitoring the scene. And I know that we have Ohio Tech Day coming up on the 24th of September. So lots of preparation happening there. Lots of exciting announcements coming soon on that as well.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Another great week in the Ohio Tech sector. Thanks, Chris.
See you, everybody.